Wazimba is a youth foundation that supports young people between the ages of 16 and 24 that have cleared uni or high school and don't have a university to go to or a job to go to. It helps them kind of get work experience, on-the-job experience. So we get opportunities like conferences, and we get young people to facilitate the conferences, to put them together, to do the security, the invitations, the artwork, and everything. That way they get a hands-on feel of what it is they're doing.
The conference also provided an opportunity for donors and corporate companies to present on their stand as relates to young people, share where the youth and their activities fit in their funding structures, corporate social responsibility budgets, provide insights on criteria used in selecting projects to fund, talk about their expectations of youth and youth organizations, and provide advice on sustainability to encourage the young people.
The first issue is that youth tend to get dumped altogether, and that we have a vision in our head around what that is, and very often it doesn't take into account the particularities of different groups. So that in relation to the Ford Foundation, we try and work with the people who are most marginal and the most silenced.
We at NSSF are not funding this program. We also do not fund whatever we do, but we rely on members like you to fund the NSSF so that we secure their future. The chairman of the USIU alumni said something that really made me happy, and he said we maintain ourselves to continue to exist, and that really says much of what we do.
First of all, I know now that we've got to pull together, come together as young people. We've got to form these youth groups, many of them, so that when we come all of us together, like in the Youth Exchange Network, we just come all together and exchange these ideas, and we go back home and talk to people. Because I can speak Maasai and I can talk to them, I can demonstrate to them, so they don't have to have televisions or papers or whatever.
Okay, my expectation mainly is to see how they are mainstreaming the issues concerning youth and integrating the disabled, because most of places youth with disabilities are just left out. They just come, they are the second, they are the last, they are not reflected anywhere, they are not given special attention, and that contributes to them, most of them, not to attend conferences, meetings and things like that.
I'm involved in this conference because we want to use this conference as a dissemination forum for young people to understand and know what the National Youth Policy is all about, and so that when it's passed through Parliament, they own it, and we apply that fundamental principle of subsidiarity that enhances ownership and participation, that they will be able to understand what it entails, and we don't lock out other young people. We share with them the information we have so that they will be able to make informed decisions.
The National Youth Council is not coming to replace those organizations. It is basically to help to coordinate the activities and help those youth organizations do a better job instead of duplicating the same. So there are those are the issues that will be addressed by this council. So our role is merely midwife. We will be helping young people to understand what the policy is about.
A national youth policy visualizes a society where youth have an equal opportunity as other citizens to realize their fullest potential, productively participating in economic, social, political, cultural and religious lives without fear or favor. We are saying that we have a right. So it is not a question of another government coming in place and saying that let's do them a favor. I'd like to let the gathering know that the 1 billion that we are talking about, the Youth Enterprise Development Fund, is not just for lending alone. It has other components, and training is one of them. We'll be training young people as in various aspects, in entrepreneurship, in business proposal writing, and then also we'll be giving the loan, and also on the same money they'll be creating of markets for young people. That is, how do we ensure that the environment is friendly to young people.
The next 10 and 20 years, I see a Kenyan society which is an egalitarian society where we have equal opportunities, where the privileges we enjoy shall reflect the duties that we owe.
Another important feature of the conference was to bring together other networks from around the country to share about their activities and let the youth know how they can benefit from associating with them. The networks that made presentations were the Kenya Disabled Action Network, the Youth Intercommunity Network, the Kenya Youth Business Trust, the Youth Action Forum for Networking, and the African Youth Initiative Network.
My expectations at the end of this conference is an informed young person. All the people who are here are fully aware of what is happening in the country, about the multilateral donors, the local donors, the Ministry of Youth Affairs, and the civil society as general, and also to develop a way forward where they would know this is where we are going and this is how we are going, a clear-cut, way forward that they will be able to develop that.
Well, where I come from, in Kajiado, there is no power, and even if, and the papers, yeah, the newspaper, but at home, back at home, guys can't read, and they need to get this information, they need to know how they can help themselves, they need to know about HIV, they need to know all these things, yeah, but they cannot read and they cannot watch. So how can the Ministry of Youth, how can it help them? How can we reach out to them? How can we explain to them in simpler terms?
During an interactive question and answer session, participants shared their views about different ways in which they could harness their potential.
I think we're making an assumption that every youth knows how to write a proposal. Yeah? There's the youth fund. And what are you doing to those youth who are back in the village or even here in Nairobi?
What I'm saying is the people with disabilities, like the sign language, what this person is doing. The Minister of Finance and a summer budget. Nobody is there to interpret it in the sign language for the Kenyans to see what is happening. The president is giving a speech at Urupa on Kenyatta Day. Nobody is there to do this for everybody to see out there. I'm saying let us demand that these people should be represented everywhere. Even in a class where the teacher is teaching, there must be an interpreter to interpret for the kids who are not getting this. Even in the country. Thank you very much.
To some extent, yes, I say it has been a success in the sense that we've achieved what we really wanted, only that time limit was really a problem. We were really given a very short time and comprehending on these issues and also probably intermingling with some of the people who have been giving us lectures or rather giving us ideas concerning their networking. It's now quite a problem because even contact, it might really give us a problem before we reach to get at the bottom of the issues.
Big success because actually it has made us interact, it has made us aware of what other youth groups are doing because there are many other youth groups, young organizations, yes, but we really don't know what they are doing, but this has actually brought an awareness of many different youth groups.
So far it's been a success because organizing for a conference of 250 youths from all the 8 provinces of Kenya and it happens, it's been a success.
I think it has been successful. For one thing, we didn't really know that we would have them stay overnight. So because of the collaboration with Wazimba, that made it possible for us to actually bring them on overnight. And then all the things that we needed to do, our objectives, because we wanted to bring them to come together and share information and ask questions. The last session which we are just doing where we want to look at the way forward.
First of all, I would like to see people with disabilities given the first privilege, maybe in terms of food. Maybe we have special people to serve them. We need interpreters for the deaf. We need braille materials for the conference. Maybe we need even special transport. You see, now we are just being taken as people, as normal people. And we also we need to be given that special attention, maybe from the presenters and people, the facilitators. We could have many disabled, maybe from different disability groups, to represent them.
At the close of the event, delegates came up with a set of recommendations for the future of youth organizations, specifically addressing issues of sustainability and impact. The recommendations, called the USIU Declaration, were appreciation of the enormous support given to youth-serving organizations by donors,